In many ways, Quinn Shepard's Not Okay is everything that Dear Evan Hansen wanted to be. Two mentally ill characters who are both not liked by their peers, who both long for something more. The biggest difference between Danny Sanders and Evan Hansen is that one of their characters works and the other doesn't. To explain why, let's dive into the differences between the characters' rise to and from fame. At the beginning of Not Okay, Danny is the epitome of unlikable. Her coworkers don't like her and make fun of her for understandable reasons. She makes a fool of herself at work by saying that she is sad about missing 9/11 and makes two of her gay coworkers uncomfortable as she digs for an invite to queer bowling night. Despite her unlikability, Danny desperately wants to be liked and included, so she lies about going on a writer's retreat to Paris for attention, specifically from her crush Colin, and for attention from the rest of the internet. After a string of bombings hits Paris while Danny is supposedly there, she lies and claims to be a victim of the bombing just for social media clout, despite still being at home. Danny keeps up the facade of being a bombing victim for 2 months, and in that time, she meets a high school shooting victim turned activist named Rowan, goes on a date with Colin, gets a promotion at work, and gains internet virality by writing about her experience in Paris. Life is good for Danny, until her coworker starts to pull apart the loose threads in her story, which forces Danny to come clean. After coming clean, Danny gets met with a barrage of online hate and loses her job and loses the friends she's made, specifically Rowan, who she treated as a younger sister. The movie ends with Danny attending one of Rowan's spoken word performances, where Rowan gets a chance to express her feelings about Danny's lies. Danny, despite coming with the attention to apologize to Rowan, leaves. Evan Hansen is a senior in high school who is very anxious and has only one friend named Jared. After following his therapist's instructions and writing a letter to himself about a crush on a girl named Zoe Murphy, Zoe's older brother Connor intercepts the note and steals it. When Connor kills himself, Evan's note is found, and Connor's parents think that it is Connor's suicide note. Evan lies and claims to have been friends with Connor. Wanting to get to know Evan better, Connor's parents invite him over for dinner where he becomes friends with Zoe. To sell the lie, Evan and his friend Jared ghostwrite emails between Connor and Evan to give to the Murphys. With the help of another classmate named Alana, Evan creates an organization to bring awareness to suicide prevention. After being convinced to speak at a rally despite his anxiety, Evan goes viral for his inspirational speech. Evan starts dating Zoe, gains some popularity at school, and finds a family in the Murphys, but he starts to ignore Jared, Alana, and his own mother. Eventually, Alana gets her hands on Evan's letter that is supposedly Connor's suicide note and posts it online. This causes Connor's family to get a ton of internet hate for supposedly mistreating Connor, which leads Evan to tell the truth to ease their pain. Connor's parents don't reveal the truth publicly that Evan was never friends with Connor, but Zoe breaks up with Evan, and the family severs their ties with Evan. Evan chooses to reveal the truth through a video online and tries to get to know Connor post-mortem by reading his favorite books. In the epilogue, Evan and Zoe meet up in an orchard that was planted in Connor's memory, and Zoe forgives Evan. The biggest difference between these two characters and their stories is that Danny is meant to be disliked and Evan is not. The problem with this is that Evan grows to be a deeply unlikable character, but the story tells you that you are still supposed to like him despite his major flaws that he does not take accountability for. Danny is unlikable from the beginning and gets even more unlikable as the movie goes on, but the story knows that she is unlikable and sets it up from the first moment of the movie, where they even have a warning for an unlikable female protagonist. Both of them lie about being involved with tragic accidents. For Danny, it's the bombing, and for Evan, it's being Connor's friend prior to his death, and both of them ultimately make the choice to come clean. However, they come clean for different reasons. Danny comes clean to try and protect herself, and Evan comes clean to protect Connor's family. However, both of their reasons boil down to them protecting their own self-interests. Another difference between these two characters is that Evan is forgiven by Zoe for the wrongs he has committed against her, and is given a chance to be heard out. Meanwhile, Rowan, Danny's friend, gets to express her emotions, but never forgives Danny or gives her a chance to be heard out. Dear Evan Hansen is generally disliked, but Not Okay is being praised for its portrayal of its unlikable character. Why do these two movies have such different responses? It is ultimately because we as an audience agree with the outcome of Not Okay and not Dear Evan Hansen. Not Okay's ending makes sense. Danny lied about horrific things and should not be forgiven by any of the main characters for her lies. The audience agrees with this outcome. Meanwhile, Dear Evan Hansen, Evan tries to take accountability for his lies, but ultimately escapes blame and is doing well at the end of the movie. He is forgiven for lying about something he never should have lied about. The audience disagrees with this movie's ending because they feel differently about Evan than the movie wants them to. This disconnect causes the audience to no longer care about Evan, even though they are supposed to. Though from an outside perspective these two movies might seem very similar, it is clear that the way that Danny and Evan are written is fundamentally different, and therefore present two stories that are striving towards opposite goals, with Not Okay wanting a commentary on loneliness in the age of social media and what that causes some people to do, and with Dear Evan Hansen wanting to tell a story about mental health and the power of words, but ultimately failing due to the lack of follow-through of consequences for Evan.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time making it. Do really check out Not Okay. It's on Hulu. I'm not being paid to say this, but it's a fantastic movie. I really, really enjoyed it. Despite how unlikable Danny is, it was a really well-made movie. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment or a like. If you watched either of these movies, liked them, didn't like them, tell me why in the comments. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on it. Also, if you have not seen it already, I have another video on my channel about Max Mayfield and ableist comments that have been thrown her way. I would love it if you went to check that video out. I'm super, super proud of it. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are today. Don't forget to drink some water, eat some food, take a nap maybe if that's necessary, go for a walk. Any of those things that fit what you need today. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.